Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. I'd like to start this session by appreciating you so much for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like.
When you take over a company, you business people know, you take over the assets and the liabilities. We took over government, we took over State House, we took over the residence of the Deputy President, we took over Harambee House, we took over Jogo House, but we also took over debts. Those are our liabilities.
GACHAGUA was forced to convene a high-level meeting of the business community within Mount Kenya. And in that meeting, it is believed that tempers were high. And one thing that GACHAGUA shocked the people there was the revelation that the prices or the high cost of living will still go high, especially because of the Israel-Palestine war. You see, it is important for us to understand that this regime has always been finding a reason not to lower the cost of living, or it has been finding also a reason to escape this debate of the high cost of living. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua defended the government against criticism over the recent rise in fuel prices. Gachagua said the fuel crisis was a global issue which the Kenya Kwanza administration has no control over. And he warned that the fuel prices might further go up due to the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. I would have loved to remind you about what Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta said last year when he attempted to tell these people that are in power now that actually he is not the reason why prices were going up. And in fact, Uhuru tried the best he could to contain these prices to make sure that Kenyans do not suffer. And as a result, he ended up getting a lot of criticisms. Some people going to an extent of telling him that inchi imemshinda ku manage. Na nadhani unakumbuka huo mjadala, unaukumbuka kabisa huo mjadala. Ilikuwa ni last year mwezi wa 4. And Uhuru defended himself. And he had all the right to defend himself. So back then, these people said that how wako na solution, that hiyo story la Ukraine-Russia war is not the reason why prices zinaenda juu. Wako na solution. They talked about cartels who are entrenched, you know, cartels who are deeply entrenched as to being the reason why prices of commodity were escalating. And Uhuru also, somewhere there before the general election, tried to talk to the millers on how best to have these prices contained. And then there was a subsidy which was released, and I remember people buying unga at around 100. Again, they said that they were reducing because of election. So all the efforts of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to convince the people that indeed he is not the reason why these prices were escalating fell on deaf ear, because the Kenya Kwanza brigade were assuring Kenyans about building castles in the air. I mean, that's the reality. I mean, they were promised Kenyans heaven. And at that particular moment, Kenyans wanted someone who could promise them heaven, even if you are not going to deliver a hotel. So what GACHAGUA said, and I think even Gladys Bosioloi said the same, talked about Israel-Hamas war. But again, let's talk about Israel-Hamas war. But Israel has been fighting Palestinians from I don't know when. I don't even remember when they started fighting. They have been fighting over this issue of Gaza all along. So is it a fact what GACHAGUA said when he was talking to those business people? You know, one reason why I know GACHAGUA could have convened that meeting is because he is scared of a fallout. He is scared of those people rallying behind Uhuru Kenyatta and telling the locals that Uhuru was right, because at this particular moment they are walking on a very tight path. So according to Gachagua, many people have accused the government of escalating the cost of fuel. No responsible government can do that. Despite fuel prices reaching a record high of 217 per liter, Gachagua said fuel prices in the country are similar to those of neighboring countries. So that is how he is trying to defend himself. He said, and again, if you check the prices of fuel here per liter is similar to the price per liter in Tanzania, Uganda, Burundi, Rwanda, and it's the same everywhere. So the situation is global. Whether he's telling the truth or not telling the truth, how comes right now Kenya is supposed to believe those words, whereas when Uhuru said them, those words were not to be believed? I think hili swala la kusema Israel-Hamas, because the blame was dollar, now the blame is not on dollar, the blame is Israel-Hamas. Because first, the talk was that the reason why these prices are escalating because of dollar continues to rise. And that the reason why they increased almost 22 shillings on top of a liter of fuel is because many people believe that the mess which came about by the wrong decision of buying oil in Kenya shilling is what these people are trying to clean up. And how are they going to clean up? They are going to clean up that mess by increasing the prices of commodity of fuel. And by increasing the prices of fuel, they were literally trying to increase the price of everything. So this time round, Gachagua chooses to use the Israel-Hamas war to be the reason why the escalating prices of commodity will never end. That escalation of prices will never end. So he's literally trying to tell us that Kenyans must tighten their belts and expect price to even go to 300. Prices will continue escalating as long as they don't put the fuel subsidy in place. Prices will still continue for unga as long as they don't put the unga subsidy in place. So, to be honest, that's what Gachagua said. But you see, also, I noticed that one of the reasons why he could have hurriedly convened that meeting, it's because, the Mount Kenya people, especially businessmen, have invested in the transport industry. So most of them have invested in transport industry. Most of them have also invested in the coffee industry, miraa industry, milk industry. So all these things are depending on transportation. So because they're depending on transportation, they are adversely affected. And again, most people there depend on transportation, accessing Nairobi and the Mount Kenya region. They depend on movement here and there. So for that to also happen, it requires that transport industry must be fully and effective. So sometimes back there, in Nyandarua, Gachagua had gone there and told Nyandarua people not to be the first people to throw stones at the KK government because they are part of those people who formed the KK government. But you see what happened? 3 to 4 days later, Nyandarua demonstrated. And why did they demonstrate? They demonstrated over roads ambazo zilikuwa ni mbovu hazitengenezwi na hazijatengenezwa, and they were not featured in the budget of the Kenya Kwanza government. So this time round, I think he has realized that the Mount Kenya people are now beginning to see the reality. So that explains why he is choosing to have that kind of meeting. So the meeting is there meant to quell tension and try to kuwatuliza wale wasigome, manake it's not easy. It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be easy for William Ruto to be touring Mount Kenya. That's why you realize that these days amepunguza zile safari za Mount Kenya. If you look at him 2 weeks now, look at him very well, utapata kwamba amepunguza zile safari za Mount Kenya ambazo zilikuwa ni kila wiki anaenda pale 4 days, kila 4 days, 2 days, 4 days, mara yuko Meru. So saizi hizi safari zimepungua. Na kwa sababu gani? Swala moja tu zimepungua, kwa sababu ya hili swala la mafuta. Ni swala ambalo wazungu sema it's a thorny issue. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to wind up there, but you can take a moment and react regarding the meeting that Gachagua convened there of the Mount Kenya business community? And why do you think he convened that meeting at that while in a hurry? Just tell us below the comment section why you think that could have taken place. To those who are not subscribed to this channel, I'd like to kindly encourage you to subscribe to this channel, give this video a like, and for those who have supported this channel, I want to say here that I'm forever grateful for that support, because without you, this channel cannot grow. So until you catch up again, please stay safe and stay blessed.